I'm Jen from Imagine, and welcome to this exciting cross-curricular learning activity with Lightboxes. So I've been studying the nature of learning for the last 20 years, first as a student at school and at university, and then as a teacher in England, in Taiwan, and in South Africa. And finally as a researcher at university, where I taught science teachers how to integrate art into their teaching. So what that is a teaching pedagogy that facilitates cross-curricular learning through artistic activities. What a mouthful! So let's break it down a bit. STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And it's an integrated approach to education. It's a philosophy, it's a way of thinking, where connections are encouraged and children get to learn outcomes from different subjects through the same project. And what this develops is adaptive expertise, which is the ability to use skills across different subjects, and it promotes the holistic development of a child. There are different ways of approaching STEAM education. My approach at Imagine is to put the practical activity or the artistic activity at the center of the learning, and then to apply the content around that practical activity. So let's do it. We are going to be studying light, so we're going to utilize the practical activity of a light box. The first thing that I would do is ask children to do a research task, where they would have to go home or go to the computer labs and research one interesting fact about Sir Isaac Newton. And this is an interesting character because he's a mathematician, a physicist. The second thing I would do is to really grab their attention with a science experiment. And that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to refract light. The white light has refracted into the different colors. So this process we call dispersion, and it happens because different colors have different wavelengths. So purple has a short wavelength and red has a long wavelength, and when it passes through the prism it disperses into the different colors, and this is what Sir Isaac Newton discovered. Right, so a quick recap. We've studied the historical figure, Sir Isaac Newton. SOS, tick. We have done the science experiment where we've learned new words and we've added those new words to our vocabulary list. Now we're going to move on to the maths part of the learning, where we're going to study perimeter and area, and we're going to so we're looking at measurement, converting units, and practical activities. So we're going to grab a box and you're going to ask the children to measure the length of the box, the length, and the width. You can, depending on the age, you can ask them to convert between millimeters and centimeters, and you can also include decimals into this depending on the age limit. Then the children would work out perimeter and area, and then we're going to move on to the next activity. Now you want to set a cross-curricular challenge for the children in your class. So you're going to say, I would like you to make this box look like this box, which is a light box. And they're going to have to draw a frame. They can measure out the frame. They're going to have to work out the size of the screen, of the material necessary to cover this box, and they're going to have to cut out this area using a craft knife. So when using sellotape, you want to always make sure that you put down a couple of pieces before starting. So you need 2 hands to work tape. So always put pieces on the side. Okay, so I'm just going to strengthen my box. And then I'm going to put it upside down, and I'm going to put the screen inside. Once your screen is attached, now you need to cut the sides. All right, now our screen is ready. You can use the Lightbox to teach a variety of different things, depending on what content you are wanting to teach. Today I'm going to use it to teach metamorphosis, particularly about how a frog, or the life cycle of a frog. So this is my movable frog with movable parts, and I'm going to shine the torch and explain the process of metamorphosis. So now we've switched off the lights, and I would use this as a group activity where children need to practice their communication skills and then present their projects together. So here we have, I'm going to put on the torch, and we've got the eggs and the arrows, the tadpole, which will turn into a frog, and we are indicating both metamorphosis and the life cycle of a frog. There are many other ways that you can use a Lightbox. Thank you so much for joining me for this exciting session of cross-curricular learning utilizing the Lightbox. If you'd like to see more cross-curricular learning activities, please check out my website. If you would like to contact me, please drop me an email. I'd love to hear from you. And if you would like to share ideas, that would be amazing. If you could share how you have utilized the Lightbox at home or in the classroom, we'd love to share that information. So thank you.